When I did my police duty belt video a couple months ago, one of the questions that I got when I released that video, there'll be a link to it up there in case you're interested, is why I don't carry OC spray. Now, a lot of people make the presumption when there's some, less lethal tool that they like or dislike, that everyone else is going to be using it in the same context that they are for the same purposes, and they don't understand why you would choose one over another. And many times their presumption is that you don't carry it because you don't have a lot of experience with that particular tool. Well, with OC spray, that is definitely not the case for me. I do in fact have OC spray, and several different sizes and varieties of OC spray, and old OC spray, new OC spray, and massive OC spray that's used for very, very niche applications. OC is not a be-all, end-all tool, and for some people's applications, it makes a lot of sense. If I was working in a prison or on a riot squad, I could see using something like this. Something in a fogger or a cone in a big Mark 9 size. This stuff is useful for those situations. If I was working armed security or even unarmed security in a place where if I was going to hit someone with a stick, that would be a very major liability problem for me. Something in a Mark 4 sized stream or cone OC spray might be a really good idea. If I was working somewhere, let's say that was an inside space, let's say I was working at a hospital, I was working for a hospital or VA police department or something like that, pepper gel, which has a lot less likelihood of contaminating everybody else in the room or in the car or any of that, might make a lot of sense. And if I was working plainclothes a lot and I didn't want to have to carry around a big, massive stick, or carry around a stick that was only minimally useful, like this smaller version of the same thing, maybe I would carry something like this around. These little tiny cans. Maybe that would make sense to throw in a pocket. But I don't work in those environments. That's not what I'm doing. In the area that I work at, I am going primarily to domestics and armed robberies and shootings and homicides and paper calls. People's things getting broken into. So OC spray doesn't make a lot of sense for me because I'm not dealing with large angry crowds full of convicted felons most of the time. And I am in situations where if I'm placing someone under arrest and they're resisting, it's not normally in a stadium. We don't have any stadiums that I'm working in. And I'm not working plainclothes very often, so that doesn't make a lot of sense. And then inside of a house, if I'm going to arrest someone, I'm trying to get them in handcuffs. So I've got one arm and somebody else has the other arm, and the guy's resisting, and I decide I'm going to pull out my OC spray and spray him with it. I have found, because this was my original can from back in the day, that more often than not, spraying the OC spray, you were likely to get that person and that you were trying to arrest, and your partner and anybody else who happens to be coming in the door, and the little kid and the wife at the same time. Everybody gets a dose of OC spray. So in the environment that I'm working in, it doesn't make a lot of sense to carry OC because there's not a lot of uses for it. Now, for many, many years, I carried a can in my duty bag because for niche applications, people that decided that they were going to hole up inside of a closet on a burglary or underneath, we had one guy that was underneath a piece of shelving unit and wouldn't come out, and one guy that was hiding behind a furnace in a basement and didn't want to come out. There's niche applications for OC spray if they really, really don't want to come out for a long period of time and no one wants to go in there and risk getting stabbed or sliced up by them or something like that. I can see some niche applications for me for OC, but it's not something that I need immediately on my belt. So I hope that answers the question about different types of OC and why I don't use them and what they could be useful for if you have use in that application and it meets your department or company requirements and the laws in your state. Where I'm at, it just doesn't make sense. And that's free field training for this week. Until next week, you guys be safe and take care of each other. That's been your free field training for today. While you're here, check out one of the other videos that we made, or down here, subscribe so you can see more. Or you could check out Patreon, where you can see how you can get your name put on the videos, like all these fine folks over here. I'll see you guys next time.